Hi everyone, I'm Adam Vine and this is the Mermaid Mask.
Hi, I'm Tom Vine, Adam's brother and co-developer.
We can actually have a look at ourselves in the credits here. So yes, this is me, creative director, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yes, and I'm the technical director, which just means I programmed most of it really.
Right.
And then helped out with all sorts of other things. We wear a lot of hats on most of our games.
Yes, but you know, we didn't make this game by ourselves. This is the entire dev team here. It's a very small dev team. We all work very hard. And then we've got voice actors, musicians, and so on. But yeah, this is us, SFB Games. And let's get started. So this is the demo, which is on Steam for Next Fest.
Yeah, brand new Next Fest demo. Play it right now. Give it a wish list.
All right, let's start a new save file. So right off the bat, this is a point-and-click adventure game, but it's not in the super traditional sense in that you don't walk around with a character on screen, and there are no kind of highlighted hotspots or anything, but actually, you can click on anything.
Fishing trips on board the dearest...
And you'll get a fully voice-acted response from the characters in question.
I'm guessing that's the name of the ship. Enquire with Felicia Stonetop at the bar, or with Sylvia.
For now, one of the characters is asleep, so she won't be saying much. But eventually, you'll see they'll have a chat about absolutely anything you want to look at.
Everything. It's all fully voiced. So yeah, this is Detective Grimoire, and then on the floor there is Sally, who's also a detective, I guess. I don't know if she has any credentials. I don't know if Grimoire has any credentials either, to be honest.
Self-styled detective.
Yeah, privately run, no paperwork, no paper trail.
Wait. Is it a serpent if it has legs? What do you think, Sally? Ah, thanks for clearing that up.
So yeah, Sally's asleep. We can click on her.
It's Sally. She's fast asleep. To be fair, it is 4 in the morning. I agreed to stay awake and see if anyone shows up. So far, nothing.
Okay, so sometimes you'll find clues, which looks a little bit like this.
It's some book Sally's been reading. She insisted that we bring it with us, although I'm not sure why.
So this is the first clue I found, Hex the Helmsman, which is a kind of paperback fantasy novel. And you can rotate the clues. They are fully 3D. Isn't that nice?
Lovely stuff.
And it's fully painted and textured with a sort of dynamic outline shader to look like a 2D painting, but it's fully 3D. So you get the experience every time you find a clue. You can turn it around, open it up, shake it, see what's going on, see if it has hiding any secrets. So in this case, it's a book. Obviously, you can open the book and you can even read it. So you can read the front cover, the back. This text over here will of course be fully localized in the full game. The demo is just in English.
That's right.
But so even if you can't necessarily read the English on the image here, you'll be able to read this. You've got the dedication, you've got some clues, and then I'll be honest with you, I wrote the first page because I don't have time to write the entire novel. So I crammed in as much thematic resonance as I could into this one page. But this book is important in the story. Maybe.
Sure.
Of the Helms.
One of our big inspirations for this game and other games we've made in the past is the Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright series. And the original games from there came out on, was it Game Boy Advance?
Yes.
Long time ago. So they had sort of flat clues that you found and simple animations, conversations. But eventually, when they went to a bigger, better 3DS system, they brought in these 3D clues.
It's the case file.
As Adam said, look around and explore fully, and we wanted to bring that to this game as well.
It was left for us right here on the bar.
It also puts me in mind of the early Resident Evil games where you find something and you get to spin it around and find, oh, open it up and it's got a key inside and all that kind of stuff. So this is the case file. Oh, it's so juicy. It's so nice. So you've got the letter and the photo of the murder victim. So yeah, our story is Magnus Mortuga, a mysterious submarine captain found dead in a locked room with nothing but an ancient stone cauldron at his feet, opened for the very first time. And so there's rumblings about, was it a curse? Was there something inside the cauldron? What happened? Was it murder? Was it something weirder and darker? We don't know. It's a mystery. That's what you've got to solve. So this is the case file for Detective Grimoire. I can spin it around for fun. Whoosh. Whee. So I've collected... Oh, Grimoire's talking about it.
As far as I know, that's who hired us. And who left the case file here? Where are they now? Where's any? Sally, what do you think?
You know, it amuses me that the first voices that Amberly Connors, who plays Sally, did for the project are these sleeping noises. So she started the whole project. She's done so many lines for this game, but the first things she did was snoring and mumbling. So she was really off to a good start. And she crushed it, like I knew she would.
Top tier.
Yeah, it's so good. So I've collected two clues so far, and I've just got the murder victim here, who I can look at some basic stats, or not much yet. And then we've heard about Captain Seafoam, so they're listed on the case file here. And some options. How nice. All right.
I thought I heard something outside. Hello? Sally, wake up. We have to go.
Why?
Because there's an eerie green light trying to lure us outside.
Oh, that's a pretty good reason. I'll get up.
I think it's time to go outside. To move around, use the map button in the bottom left.
Thanks, Grimoire. This is our map. It's mostly empty right now. It's about to get filled up with stuff. Well, here we are in the town. This is the town of Silkworm on Sea, which is an abandoned fishing town. It's kind of small and old and weird and full of mystery. And we start the game here and then we'll disappear into a submarine, as you're about to see. But this town is kind of the heart of the story in many ways, as you'll discover when you play the full game.
It's the stone top emblem, I guess. Looks like a snowman.
It's not... Why would it be a snowman?
All right, then, what is it?
I think it's 3 stones stacked on top of each other.
Oh, that actually does make more sense.
Click on Sally.
Are you awake?
I thought I was, but maybe not. Maybe this is my dream.
It's not a dream.
That's exactly what Dream Grimoire would say.
Let's have a look. What we got?
There's an old lighthouse up on the rock.
Can we go up to the top?
Do you have permission from the lighthouse keeper?
No.
Then no.
So we didn't kind of gamify it in the sense that there aren't things that are glowing that you have to click on in order to progress. There are just, you gain information and jokes and storytelling and character development from absolutely everything on screen. So it's up to you how you want to play. If you want to be thorough and like, examine everything, you'll gain quite a lot more story.
A ghost town?
I just meant since, it's abandoned. But yeah, there might be ghosts.
I'm not sure there are any clues on this screen, so I'm going to progress through.
There's something in the water.
What is it?
I don't know, but whatever it is the source of the green light.
Alright. Let's move on, shall we?
Is that?
A submarine. I think I can see someone standing on the deck.
Maybe we should go take a look.
Sometimes you'll have prompts like this where you can take an action. I could have used the map as well. Oh, here we are on the map. Oh, we've reached the submarine, so we're standing on the foredeck. And there's all kinds of mysterious things. Sally's here.
There's nobody here.
The door's open, though. Somebody must have opened it after the submarine surfaced.
Does that constitute an invitation?
If we try to go inside, I think...
Ready, Sally?
Don't you want to take a look around?
Sure.
Got to
Sally knows
explore.
what's up.
Yeah, she spotted something.
Looks like it initially said Seafoam, but that got crossed out, and now it says Mortuga. I'm getting mutiny vibes from this. I don't know about you.
It's the wrong way around.
What?
Take another look at the case file.
So there's a mystery here. This is the Mortuga submarine. But it looks like it was originally called something else, and they've changed the name. So we might find out why that is in the full game.
An old rowing boat.
Or
what?
It only has one oar.
Oh!
One brain cell between them just rattling around. That's how it goes.
I can see the other end of the submarine. There's another deck back there. That one looks like it's made of wood, though.
Presumably that's the aft deck, also known as the poop deck.
Yeah, let's go with that.
That's the one and only time we say poop deck in the entire game. I'm sorry, we just couldn't have it happening.
The coastal rocks that curve around the bay of Silkworm on
Wait, is it a bay or a gulf?
A gulf would be deeper, more enclosed.
Secret geography nerd?
I think Sally counters that with some knowledge about what this is called.
It's the bit that sticks out of the top of the submarine.
It's called the sail, or sometimes the fair water.
Wait, you know submarine words?
Apparently so.
That might come in handy. All right, let's
An
check
old
this
wooden
guy.
boy with a face.
Okay, this is definitely a clue. There's something weird about this guy. It's kind of spooky. I love looking at him in 3D. I want to like peer inside.
Our 3D artist Kindra did such an amazing job on these, just hand painting them and modeling them to perfection.
They're designed to match the 2D concept art. Like we really feel like a lot of the time when things get made into 3D, they lose their artistic, qualities in some respect, where we felt like, no, our 3D objects are going to look as good as the paintings do. In fact, they're going to look exactly the same as the paintings.
Right, and then that's kind of a problem, because then you look at the screenshot and you think, oh, it could just be...
Yeah, no, in screenshot form they look like this. They look like they used to in the previous game, where they were just 2D. But then you get the joy of realizing, oh no, I can turn them around.
This is where the green light was cut. I noticed it started to fade as soon as we stepped onto the deck.
So it's a buoy that doubles as a lighthouse?
The opposite, really. A lighthouse warns you to stay away. But this thing lured us in.
Alright, I think I'm going to try heading in.
There's
The
nobody.
door's open, though. Somebody must have opened it
Does
back.
that constitute an... Ready, Sally? What did you say?
Huh?
I didn't understand what you said.
I didn't say anything.
Oh. Weird.
Are you okay?
Yeah. What's at the bottom of the ladder?
can't see. It's pitch black.
Should we go back up?
Wait, I think there's a lever.
Alright, here we are inside the submarine. We enter in on a unexpectedly luxurious parlor. And you know what, we did take some inspiration from the Nautilus submarine from the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, because real submarines are quite dull.
Yeah, and very cramped.
Yeah.
Not great point-and-click environments.
Yeah, the vast majority of real submarines are like cramped military spaces. So our submarine is a place of fantasy and mystery and storytelling instead.
There's an old-fashioned speaker mounted on the wall. It's playing spooky music.
It's the kind of music you'd hear at a fancy party for vampires.
I hear it.
But the vampires are all wearing masks, and there's one guy who's secretly not a vampire, and...
Sally.
Sally's secretly like a fantasy literature nerd. I think it comes out a few times in the game.
She can write the next one.
Right.
What is that?
Got a giant painting here, just titled Her. Deliberately vague title. There's some kind of inscription on the back. I wonder. This looks familiar, actually, this symbol. Maybe we've seen this already. It's all coming together. I mean, it's not, but it will do. The pieces are lining up.
What kind of books have we got?
Mysteries of the deep, wonders of the ocean depths, secrets of the darkest, deepest...
Okay, it's safe to say a clear theme is emerging.
I cleaned the couch.
What?
If we end up having to stay the night.
Sally, we are not staying overnight on the murder submarine.
But I brought my toothbrush.
I love that line delivery from Sally. I really like this one too.
A glass of wine.
Ominously left half finished.
Maybe the wine was corked.
Ominously corked.
She just really wants it to be honest. Alright.
Am I right in saying that our two protagonists, the voice actors, have never met?
No, they've never met.
Is that right? 'Cause-
Edwin Tiong, who plays Grimoire, and Amelie Connors, who plays Sally, they've never met. They live in two different countries. But if it's true to say they have chemistry with each other, it's just a result of them both being very good and at their jobs,
Right.
and just the kind of script making sense, the characters feeling like real characters, and they do play off each other. I'm quite fond of them. Like, one of the things that's fun about this game is you just kind of get to hang out with your friend and explore and make jokes about everything you find.
What's in the
They're
frame?
just ocean.
In the sense that, like, Grimoire and Sally are just kind of having fun the whole time.
Drawings?
It's short for...
And yeah, the tone will get a little darker as we get towards the back end of the game, but particularly at this first point, they're just kind of enjoying themselves.
Right.
They have a fun job, right? I would love to be solving mysteries like this.
I want to go into the control room.
Well, you can't. It's locked. It's taped up on the other side of the door.
You don't need to come in here. The crime scene is one floor down at the very back of the submarine. Captain Seafoam.
Thanks for the directions, I guess.
Do you get the sense that the captain is hiding from us?
Why would they do that?
Okay.
So if you wanted to triangulate the tone of this game, broadly speaking, with other games in the adventure genre, where would you put it?
Well, as you mentioned before, we have our two primary inspirations for Ace Attorney, the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series, and Professor Layton. Professor Layton's a good parallel because it has that kind of semi-paranormal mystery detective angle. tone-wise, I always throw in Monkey Island as well, because Monkey Island is spooky paranormal mystery adventure, but everyone's joking around the whole time. So we have an element of that as well. So it's a mixture of those. Generally speaking, outside of games, I would also mention Tintin and Indiana Jones.
Yes.
And so you get this kind of pulp adventure vibe where it's spooky, it's atmospheric, the story is sincere, but it's also fun. It's not taking itself too seriously. So you get best of both worlds, really. Alright, we finally get to look at the map of the submarine, although it's mostly
Let's go to the
inaccessible at this point. The rule of this is that we have to go check out the crime scene. So this game will actually, post the demo, the game becomes, I would say, non-linear in the sense that you eventually gain the ability to explore the submarine at your own pace.
Right. In any order you want.
Yeah, you can go and meet the suspects in any order. You can find the clues, for the most part, in any order. So it becomes this kind of, not open world, but like within a very much a contained space, an open-ended game where you can solve smaller mysteries in any order you like. And so people's different playthroughs will be different. Some people will notice things early on, some people won't notice things until right at the end. But this opening segment that the demo entails is, it's a straight shot to the crime scene, which is necessary to set the scene. But along the way, you've got freedom to do as much exploration as you like, or none at all. There's all sorts of things in this room.
This looks like dead coral.
Is coral ever alive?
Coral are marine animals, dude.
What?
More nautical knowledge coming out.
Coral is a recurring motif in the game, I would say, in general.
3 tables, arranged into a Z shape.
It's actually more like an S from this angle.
Oh, maybe they were trying to write my name, but they ran out of tables.
I like the delivery on this one too.
Playing cards.
Looks like someone got dealt a bad hand.
Oh, really?
I have no idea. I just thought that would sound cool.
I like that. That makes me smile.
Hey, it's a kitchen.
We didn't have one of those last time.
What?
Sally,
Nothing.
Sally there making a reference to the previous game. So there was a game before this called Tangle Tower, which you don't need to play this.
Standalone game. This.
They do connect in a broad sense. In many ways, they do connect, but this is designed to be played by anyone who wants to jump in and play a detective game. But for those who have played Tangle Tower, there are links, and you will find a lot to love as well.
It's a big metal statue of a serpent.
There's a cabinet built into it, but I think it's locked.
Okay, so we found a puzzle here, and this is an actual mechanical puzzle where we need to solve some sort of riddle or system of locks and keys and whatever it is. There are lots of these hidden throughout the game, and each one is completely different, that we never see the same thing twice.
Right.
And so the experience here is, I always think the best puzzles are ones where you let the player just kind of fiddle with it. You play with it for a while, and you're like, what am I doing? Oh, okay, I need to do this. At the top here, you've got the basic instruction of how to interact with it. And then the solution is not necessarily immediately obvious, but after you play with it, you might start to realize, oh, okay, this is what it wants me to do. How do I do it? Oh, I get it. So yeah, that's the flow. And like I say, every puzzle is different. Some of them you might find a little bit easier than others. Some you might have to come back to a few times. And what happens is if you try, the puzzle won't solve them automatically. You have to press the button here to attempt a solution.
Nope.
4 dials, with a window in the center of each one. Turning each dial rotates the shapes that appear in the surrounding windows.
What do those numbers mean, though?
So if you get it wrong, like I did there, the characters discuss the puzzle for a moment. And that's basically how we do hints in this game.
So if you get it right first time, congratulations, well done. You didn't need any hints.
Yeah.
But if you are struggling, you can try, even if you don't think it's the real solution, you can hit, is this right? And they'll say, nah, but look, I'll give you a little bit of a crumb of information.
Yeah. And if I was to attempt solving it a little bit more here, and I attempt it again, or if I'm really stuck and I just want to press the button as a hint button,
That's not it.
you get a different hint. So there's actually 3 hints per puzzle, and they get more helpful as it goes along. So if you quote-unquote fail the puzzle 3 times, the characters will be describing it in quite distinct terms, which should help you out.
Some of the shapes might not be visible if they're not currently in the windows. But if you turn the dials all the way around, you can see what we're working with.
I noticed the shapes are all triangles, squares, and what's the one called with 5 sides?
Pentagon.
Sally really forgot the name of a pentagon there? I feel like she's smart enough to know what a pentagon is. I don't know.
It's been an overwhelming day. It's still pretty early.
She's only just woken up. Okay, 4. So the solution to this puzzle, spoilers, is about the number of sides on the shapes in the windows. So there's a 3 here, and we might want 3 sides. So I can make that happen by putting a triangle in the window. However, I also need shapes over here, so I've got to make sure my triangle is there in order to also get a square here. So it's a kind of elimination. So we've got 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need a triangle there. And then 4. And this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. This one's wrong. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this would be right. We can hear the last clue if we get it wrong again.
Nothing.
So the shapes have 3, 4, or 5 sides.
I would say these third level hints, most people probably won't be hearing them.
No. I wouldn't say the puzzles are so fiendishly difficult that you're going to be stuck for a long time.
Probably not. Maybe a couple of them.
But if you need the help, it's there.
Yeah.
You need to match the amount of sides.
So Grimoire basically helps you out here if you happen to be struggling with this puzzle.
But some of the numbers in the windows.
However, they don't say where to put the dials.
No.
They just explain exactly what it is you're doing and sort of what, why, and how, you know.
Help you have that realization of what's going on.
So we never do it for you, but if you need the help, you know, we can help you out. So that should be right, shouldn't it?
There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Oh.
The little cabinet opened.
Anything in there?
Oh my god. So generally, as a rule in this game, whenever you solve one of those puzzles, you, for want of a better term, you win a clue. You find something that was hidden in that room. And that clue has a place in the story, and it has a place in the story in the place it was hidden. So the puzzles are, to compare to Layton again, a lot more in-world, in-universe than they are in Layton.
There's no solve my chess puzzle.
No. The puzzles are mechanisms that physically exist in the world, and they exist because they are hiding or locking something that you want to look at, that a character has placed there. So later when we meet the characters, we could say, hey, you know, I found the sun tablets in the mess hall. Why were they there? And somebody might say, oh, it's because I left them there for so-and-so. You know, they have a place in the story. Everything is connected to the story. This is so nice. So this is a bottle of tablets, and you can see them inside. And there's a drawing of a sun, and you can open it up and you get a lovely sound effect, and you can sort of peek inside. This was a little bit of a challenge doing the translucency on the glass here. But look at this highlighting on the edges. It's nice. Again, it's designed to look like it would as a painting if you left it on a still. And this is a very small detail, but look at this. Look at the dynamic highlight outline shader on these. It's kind of a wobbly offset color. Anyway, it's really nice. So I've got some clues now. I'm collecting some clues. Should we move on?
Sure.
All right. So here's all the rooms well, maybe not all of them, but many of the rooms that you'll eventually be able to explore. And as we mentioned, the point at which the demo ends is right before the game opens up, and you'd suddenly be able to go to all these places.
So let's head to the crime. Let's head to the crime. Let's head to the crime.
I promise he has random phrases there, but he's picked the same one 3 times in a row. There we go. So let's go to the crime scene, shall we? So this is the Illusion Theatre. It's the crime scene, but it's kind of a space where nothing is as it seems. It's a tiny little corridor room, very cramped and mysterious. Lots of odd things that shouldn't be here, but are. We can start exploring.
Someone's taped a drawing to the wall, although it's upside down for some reason.
I think it's supposed to be a poster.
So there's a poster taped on the wall. I promise you, there is a good reason it's upside down, and it is revealed towards the end of the main game.
Yes, we didn't. That's not a mistake we've made.
Yes, it was a deliberate choice. So you can rotate it, and there's something on the back. Oh, hold on, let's flip it this way. There we go. So it looks like there's a real poster on the back, like an old poster for a magic show. And this one looks like a design for a new poster, like a sketch layout. So something's going on. So just from this one clue, and this is an example of how dense this game world is, there are characters, brands, locations. For instance, the Fortuna Hall Theatre mentioned here, we walked past that at the beginning of the game. It's in the town. Yeah. So that's something that exists in this world that will be connected to in many ways. There's a character here, Baroness Fortuna. Maybe we'll meet her, maybe we won't, you don't know. and we can read the poster. There we go, we can read the text. It's got some pull quotes and how to buy tickets. Anyway, throw that one away, and let's carry on.
There's a cloth hanging up on the wall.
And this is a classic basic example of a clue where you want to look on the back because something is clearly there. There we go. So you can see the ink bleeding through on the Stargazing Girl title, which is just kind of nice. I always like it when we do stuff like that where it's been painted to look translucent, but obviously it's just two textures. There's something magical about it. Anyway, thanks, read mode. Lovely. I rather like this object. Okay.
There's a little broken bottle on.
I'm guessing Mortuga dropped this when he died.
Reasonable assumption, Detective Grimoire. This one's nice.
So we've had a sun bottle, now we've got a moon bottle.
Sun tablets, moon vial. Interesting. Yeah, there's some themes emerging for sure. Some really nice translucency here. I love the fact that you can look underneath some spilled liquid, which would be completely impossible in real life.
Oh, sure. It's Grimoire in his mind palace.
Yes, this does represent mind palace spinning. Like, you know how people say I can spin a cow in my mind for free?
Well, we can spin a bottle of drop liquid.
Grimoire can spin all this stuff in. Because if you notice, he doesn't actually pick it up, and this is a common thing in these games. In this game, he doesn't put stuff in his pocket so much as just learn what it is and put it in his mind palace to be talked about later. So he's not removing stuff. Particularly here, it's a crime scene. You wouldn't want to be taking stuff out of the crime scene.
It's a little window, looks out into the endless, dark void of the ocean.
Why did you phrase it like that?
I don't know.
The stool's been knocked over.
Doesn't it look familiar to you?
Sally, it's a standard wooden stool. I don't...
Where else have we seen a stool like this? I mean, the clue is right here on the icon, but I do remember it.
It looks exactly like the bar stools in the stone tower.
So that's an example, like even just the design of like the furniture, we've thought about it. It matters. It means something. It connects the story together. Everything matters in this game. Every little pixel, every little brush stroke is there for a reason.
There's a wooden panel on the wall here.
Can you see anything through
No, it's too dark.
Okay, let's check out the big guy in the middle.
Cauldron?
Not quite what I was expecting.
Okay, this is our stone cauldron. It's got like barnacles and algae on it, and some kind of iridescent crystal inside. And of course, we can shut it and open it to our heart's desire. I'm not sure.
The case file said it had never been unlocked before.
Okay. I'm getting a little hint here from the game. Let's check the blood.
A trail of blood. Looks like it came from the wound in Mortuga's neck. It runs straight down the room towards the back of the submarine.
No, it doesn't. Not immediately. It pulls out first, then changes its mind.
So there's a lot of questions being asked in this room. Like, why is this stuff here? Why is it like this?
There's a drain along the back.
It's actually not a drain. Not right now. It's closed up.
But the blood.
So you can imagine you might be coming back here a few times throughout the game, learning more each time, gaining insight into what's really going on.
So, this is where Magnus Mortuga dies, just like the case file said. He landed on his back with a cauldron at his feet.
He was killed by getting cut across the neck, right?
Yeah, you can see that's where the blood came from.
But there's no weapon, no knife or anything.
Nothing.
This place gives me the creeps. That cauldron especially.
I'll just pause it there. So these are the conversations that fill the whole screen, and there are lots of these in the main game. The primary interaction in this game is talking to the suspects once you've met them.
Right.
And the full conversations like this, they're fully animated and voiced, and they're kind of directed to be, acted with facial acting and mouth flapping and all the poses and the character animation, and you can just let them play. I paused it here, but you can just let them play, except for when there's interactions to be done.
Right.
But they're designed to basically be like, for a brief moment, you do just sit back and treat it like an animated cartoon, basically. And we try and raise the quality of these as high as we can go.
Staring into it like I'm going to see something. But it really does seem to be empty.
To quote from the case file, Mortuga had locked
Grimoire's got a pose where he's holding the
It was
papers.
later forced open, and the body was discovered.
Yeah.
So Mortuga was alone in a locked room. A very small, locked room.
If you watch their faces and mouths, they match exactly to the audio of the
So
dialogue,
sure. I think there is a hiding place.
as does the pace of the text scroll, which is timed exactly to the audio as well. So there's no case where, oh, the subtitles, I read them before I heard the line and it spoiled it.
Right. We wanted people to not want to skip through and forwards.
Yes.
To want to absorb it and watch it at the pace that we directed it to be, so that you get the information at the pace we want you
Yeah,
to.
you get to basically immerse yourself in the conversation as if it was really happening in front of you. There's no sense of like clicking through menus. It feels real. The characters come to life. And this is one of our many sort of story puzzles, dialogue puzzles. This is a particular one. We call this the mind game internally, for obvious reasons. This represents Grimoire Sally coming to a conclusion, you know, making some sort of conclusion. Sometimes it's an accusation. Sometimes it's just, oh, I've realized something. And in this game, the player does it. We give you full agency. So you basically form a sentence with these subject components and then these connecting statements in the middle. You toggle them through. And you can make any sentence you like. So I could do this.
Captain Sifo killed a weapon in order to frame somebody else. That's not right.
So that didn't make sense, but Grimoire read it out anyway, and he will read out anything. So we could do...
The wooden boy unlocked the bulkhead door and was killed by what was inside. That's not right either.
So yeah, it's all voiced. Every single one is voiced, and he will read the sentence out, and one of them is the correct solution. And if you're struggling, there's a hint system where it can tell you if any of the pieces you've selected are correct, and if any of them aren't. So here, I've come across the right final statement here, but these are all wrong. So I now know I need to think about it again. So we're talking about what happened to Mortuga. So I think Mortuga unlocked...
Magnus Mortuga unlocked the Illusion Theater and was killed by what was inside. Almost. Maybe just change.
So in that case, I got a little bit of feedback from the game where it said, you are almost correct. 3 out of 4 things are correct. And so I know, okay, hold on a minute. I don't need to change this too much. I think it's just this.
Magnus Mortuga unlocked the cauldron and was killed by what was inside.
So those mind games, they work really well if the player has already come to the conclusion, because they're given a chance to present it as their own, you know, thought process, which is very gratifying.
You can feel smart and be like, oh, I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah, I've worked it out.
But if you haven't, it's also a good way to help a player come to a realization, if they haven't already, by making them stop and think about what they've just heard, or the new context they've just been presented for some information. And not let them through until they've had that aha moment and gone, oh, right, of course, and then presented it.
But that minigame, that puzzle rather, and many, many others, you'll realize that really you need to be paying attention. Everything matters, and you need to sort of take in the story and the characters and the objects, because you're going to constantly be putting them together in logic conclusions. And that's the game. That's one of the things you do.
I really don't think a person would fit in that cauldron. And didn't they say it had never been unlocked before? If that's true, there couldn't have been anyone in there.
Right, I agree. I don't think it was a person.
Then what?
I don't know. But you have to wonder why it was kept locked in the first place. I'm guessing there was something pretty bad in there.
Look, Mortuga died from a cut across his neck, not from some vague paranormal entity. Unless you're suggesting it was a vague paranormal entity with a knife?
I always like that line delivery.
Inside of the cauldron, there was something I noticed.
So now we've got another kind of gameplay interaction on this conversation. And this is where we really let our 3D clues shine. And so as you might imagine, many, many times across the game, you'll want to point at a detail that you've noticed on the clue itself. So for instance, right now we're talking about something that Grimoire has noticed inside the cauldron. So it's necessary to set it to the right state, rotate it to the right angle, and then drag the cursor to see the thing that we're talking about. And it appears in the window on the right here, so you can see that's a reflection of my cursor there. And you're building, in this case, you're building a tiny little sentence. I noticed the scratches inside the cauldron. I'm pretty sure that's right.
The scratch marks.
And that brings us to chapter 1.
So we were on chapter 0, I guess.
Right.
This is chapter 1.
Hadn't even started.
And this is where you're let free to fully explore the submarine, meet all 8 suspects, find all the clues, solve many, many, many puzzles, and start digging into the story. But because we're really mean, it is the end of the demo. We couldn't make the demo any longer because what part would we add to it? Like, that is the threshold.
Right. It sort of, we couldn't force you to go one extra place after
Yeah,
that.
we didn't want to do that.
It doesn't always immediately end after the chapter screen. If you haven't picked up any of the clues in there, it'll wait until you've done everything in that final room.
Yes.
And then bring you to the
Yeah, you'll have seen everything. So before we finish, we're going to take a look at the art gallery, and this is the demo too. This is just a little glimpse, but in the full game, you'll have access to development art and concept art and developer notes for absolutely everything in the game. All the characters, all the locations, all the clues, and more. And so you just get a little glimpse of it here in the demo. Most of these are locked, of course. But you can click on Magnus Mortuga, and you will see all the concept art arranged in these beautiful slides. This is by Catherine Unger, our lead sort of concept artist, as well as many other things that she does. And you can click through the slides and see this is some of our early designs for Mortuga. And all the slides are annotated by the artist in question, or sometimes just by me.
Sure.
And so you get kind of behind the scenes information, and it can be really fun. Now, I would recommend when you're playing the demo, by all means go and check this out. But really, when you play the full game, this is something that you would want to do after you've completed the game.
Right. And I think it'll be unlocking things and people as you meet or find them. So you won't be able to spoil the game for yourself, which means that once you finish the game, you will have a fully unlocked art gallery to look through.
It's a really
than just doing piecemeal.
It's a great thing to do kind of after the credits roll. Is like, okay, well, let's dig into like why are the characters like they are? What was discarded? You know, what was cut? What was the thought process behind the locations and the themes and the objects? And so many of these are locked, but we can look at some of these background concept art. So this is the Stone Top Inn, and you can see Catherine's been doing development on like what the signs look like and what the color temperature is and the layout, and if there's paintings in the background, and it's all annotated here on the side. And this is designing that opening moment where the green light shines in. And then these are her black and white layouts where we lock down what's actually on screen. And you can see there's notes here. I think in this case, Catherine did 2 slide notes and I did the 3rd one. So you get information from me as well as the sort of director who's involved in every part of the creative process. I've got a lot to say. A beautiful town square concept art. Now this is really involved because Catherine and I basically had to sit down and then design an entire town. Like what's in the town, what shape is it, how many buildings, is there a statue, if the buildings have branding, do they have logos? There's so much, and so much of it ends up being reflected in the adventure on the submarine. So there's a lot of interconnectivity in the world here. This is the foredeck design. This is a great one up here. You can see the submarine kind of lurking away from the town. This is really good. Can we get this done as like a big painting for a poster or something?
Yeah,
I like this image a lot. Although it looks a little bit like maybe this is pre-abandoned town, because the town here looks like it's quite nice.
A bit vibrant.
Yeah,
vibrant.
I feel like it wouldn't be that nice and yellow anymore. It's kind of grey and raining. Anyway, sneaking in here is some of the clue object designs, because obviously the wooden boy was laying on the foredeck, and you get all these pencil sketches. What I really like about Catherine's work, the vast majority of it is actually real media on a sketchbook, paintings, pencils, sketches, real art. Like, it's so nice. Every time she showed me real, sketchbook pages she did, I just love it so much. And then there's the layout, and you can see in the background here is the other deck of the submarine. There's 2 decks of the submarine, and we only visited one during the game. All right, and then we've got 5 clues we can check out. The case file. As you've seen, this is the case file. Now this is fun. So this is Kendra's 3D model, and then it pops bing to the painted version. So as I mentioned, Catherine would do the 2D concept art, and then Kendra would make the 3D model, and they would paint a texture to go on it, and it suddenly looked like a 2D painting again. And this juxtaposition is designed to show you that magic moment of, okay, when you take away the traditional 3D lighting and you just put a painting texture on, it looks like a beautiful cartoon object. It's so nice. And so several of the clues have these sort of 3D previews. I really wanted to show this off because I thought it was fascinating. This is a real kind of artist's game, you know. It's like really talented artists working very hard for a long time made this game. And here's another one with the wooden boy. You can see it just transforms completely into a kind of whole thing.
And relatively simple geometry because you don't need crazy detail. Because we don't light the objects in the game. They're all just textured and unlit. You don't need complex geometry to achieve a lot of the effects because they're painted in.
It's true, although I would say the geometry actually is complex in the sense that it's very nuanced because it's very loose. It's designed to look like a hand-done piece of art.
Yes.
So it's not uniform. It's actually very loose and wobbly, which is not normal for 3D stuff. And there's the sun tablets, which, as you can see, used to also be garlic tablets because there was a whole thing about they were maybe tablets to protect from a vampire. Well, we'll see. And then the sailcloth, which used to have footprints on it. So a lot of what you get in the art gallery is like stuff that was cut or changed during development, and I promise there was a lot. We spent so many years on this game
years.
that whole ideas were introduced, developed, and then ultimately either removed or changed into something else.
In the full art gallery, there'll even be a couple of completely bits of cut content showing the development stages.
Yeah, some of the clues on this grid might be ones that weren't in the final game. And well, you know, this was a good home for them. All right, that's it. The final button up here is the wishlist button.
Which you should go do.
So please, if you're interested, please give us a wishlist. It really helps us out. If you're at all interested in, you know, adventure games, detective games, just beautiful hand-painted games, the orchestral soundtrack, the voice acting, whatever it is that might, you know, scratch your interest, this is going to do it. So please give us a wish list.
And if you played the demo and you've done your wish list duty, then Tangle Tower, the previous game in the series, is already out on Steam. I think it's currently discounted for the first few days.
It's like 80% off right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's price
pretty
of coffee
affordable
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you might enjoy that in the interim.
It's quite similar, but slightly less complex.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for checking it out.
All right, thanks so much, everyone. Bye.